the Wild Thoughts podcast. I'm your co-host, Kat.
I'm your co-host, Abby.
And today we have another special guest with us. We have Alessia Paparella. Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We're very excited to have her because we're going to be doing a girl talk episode. So we're going to be answering questions that you guys sent in on Instagram about anything girl related. I don't know how to put
or
that.
Or just like questions maybe you wouldn't normally feel comfortable asking.
Yeah. So it might get a little juicy in this episode, but yeah, so let's dive in. Let's start with hot seat questions to get Alessia to loosen up a little.
And get to know her a bit.
Yes.
Okay, so first question, what was your favorite childhood TV show?
Oh my god. I really liked Spongebob, and I feel like I'm talking like elementary school, like Spongebob, and I feel like it really inspired my humor to this day.
I feel that.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought of that answer. I stopped watching, like, I don't even remember, but I love Spongebob.
SpongeBob is so good, but they're still making episodes, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And it's like, the person that did the original SpongeBob voice is, I don't think, doing it anymore, but...
So. Yeah, what was your favorite episode? Because I have a favorite SpongeBob.
Oh my god. So, I love so in general, I like musical episodes. So, like, the episode where it's like, rip his pants?
Yeah.
Like, I sing that song, like... And it was like a bop. Like, he was such a good singer. It's like, and
when they're on the beach, is it?
Yeah, I think there was like a lobster in it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Larry the Lobster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite SpongeBob character? I'm sorry.
We're just taking over.
I don't know. Like, honest, like in adulthood, I identify with Squidward. But then I think I
love this. SpongeBob.
Yeah, I think I like Sandy Cheeks.
I was literally gonna sing
her
Sandy.
song. I wanna go home.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. And her name is a pun, like it Sandy Cheeks, like Sandy Butt Cheeks on a beach.
What?
Wait,
what? No, it's been a long time since I watched it. I just remember when there was no more water left and they were all like dehydrated.
Yeah.
And she has literally. That's what I remember about Sandy.
Oh my god.
And there was also like that old wrinkly woman that's like, what are they selling?
Yes.
Chocolate.
Yeah. SpongeBob has bobs.
Okay, I need to rewatch.
Oh my god.
I guess. We love. Okay. So next question, has anyone ever said you look like a certain celebrity? And
yes. Somebody told me I looked like Zooey Deschanel when I had like bangs and glasses.
I see it.
Yes.
And one time when like in my Tinder days, somebody commented on one of my pictures, Katy Perry. And I was like...
But Zoe and Katie, like, a lot of people say they look alike. So but imagine,
I'm trying to cover her hair.
I would love if you could just wear a dark wig or dye your hair really dark and just have the bangs just so we could see. Yeah, but you do.
She has pictures.
Yeah, I used to have, like, dark brown hair with front bangs. And, like, that's when I was in my Zooey Deschanel, like, New Girl phase.
We're always in the New Girl phase.
Yeah. I'm still at, like, season 3.
It's so
I haven't,
good.
like,
you gotta watch it.
I know. At one point, though, I was laughing out loud. Like, it is funny. But then I kind of like stopped, but I'll start again.
Okay.
Anyways, little rant. Do you have a secret talent?
I don't think so. I could do like a weird thing with my tongue.
Oh,
like,
can we see?
Yeah.
I could do the like clover.
Camera 2, zoom in.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, see, I can't do that.
I don't think I can do anything like creative.
I would
not
consider
that I know of.
I would consider it a talent.
Yeah,
because not everyone can do it.
Yeah,
and you can do like I feel like based off the SpongeBob stuff, like impersonations.
I wouldn't go that far. Like maybe if I have like a few cocktails, but yeah, not very good impressions.
We'll take it. We'll take anything.
Okay, now we're gonna get into the juicy stuff. So we have around 13 questions. We'll see if we can get through them. But first question: should period leave be a thing? Do you think it's counterproductive for women's rights?
Oh, that's.
I don't think it's counterproductive to women's rights because you know how like have you seen that graphic of like equity versus equality, where like equality everyone gets the same treatment, but equity is like you get treatment based on your needs.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like the same thing with people who are neurodivergent maybe at work and you need certain accommodations. Like if you have a really bad period, you should be able to not use up like your sick days for that.
Yeah.
So like I do think that certain women, especially if you're like nauseous and you're like super crampy, you're like
Yeah.
really hard to get out of bed, and like that's all you think about during the day, I think you should be able to have like period leave.
Agreed. Periods hit so hard sometimes. Like before I was on birth control, I would get periods that I would literally stop in my tracks when I was walking because I couldn't move.
You
for
get
how
that
much
like
it hurt.
stabbing pain,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
And I'm like, I can't even take a step right now because
It's also
it hurts.
it's unpredictable. Like sometimes
Yeah.
it could be, you could be okay. Sometimes it just, I always say this at work though. I'm like, yo, we should have like sick leave for when we have our period.
Wasn't there a country that did it recently?
I don't know.
I think so.
Is there?
There was a certain country that like now considers like periods you're allowed to like take days.
Oh,
for
I
that.
didn't know, but maybe
I don't know
We
which
can do our
one.
research later and find
Yeah.
out. But I guess like in terms of like counter productivity, because like we want equality, so then, but this isn't putting us on the same like level. But are we making exceptions for those who have it really bad, or would it be like everyone who has, any woman who has their period?
Well,
can
it has
just
to be
take this?
anyone.
Well, it's kind of like the same thing as like a regular sick day. Like
Day.
if you feel yourself, like I have a runny nose and I'm coughing a bit, but I'm like still okay to work.
Exactly.
Like take it off. But if you're like feverish, like you don't work.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like,
true.
I think it's based on like
How you
somebody's needs. Like that's how it should just be. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes
Agreed.
sense.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and also like my boyfriend at work has unlimited sick days or like unlimited personal time off. And so I
wish.
feel
Oh my
like
God.
if you're just having a really like crappy day and just be like, I'm sorry guys, like I really can't today, like it's fine.
Yeah,
Just take it off.
exactly.
Because also periods, like I find when I have a bad period, my mind is like I can't even think.
Yeah.
So it's like,
so
why am I even working? Because if I can't be productive right now,
I'm like in a meeting and I have to be like,
Yeah.
and I'm like inside I'm dying, but my face I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. But I know a lot of other companies too. They have like unlimited sick days. Like that would be great. I think that would like make it would go under, like periods would be in that category, so you could just take time off anyways.
For
so
sure.
that, I guess it's kind of integrated then already, the sick days for periods, but not all companies do that. So
yeah, and some companies require like a medical note, which I think
That's
is obscene.
yeah.
It's so obscene. But
because what if you're just having like a bad mental health day? Like you don't want to be leaving
Yeah.
Like,
your
take the
house
time
to
to
get
go to-
exactly.
doctor, exactly. Oh, that makes sense.
Come on, get with it. Moving on. What's your worst period story?
to be honest, I'm like one of those people, like I'm really lucky. I think I haven't had a really bad period for like knock on wood.
Yeah.
But like I remember like when I first got my period, I had just turned 11, so I was going into grade 6, and in grade 6 they didn't have those nice little menstrual
Yeah.
pad
Oh.
like things in the stalls.
Yeah.
Like you had to go outside and put your pad in the garbage.
Oh
like
my God. I
it
hate
Was
that
that an
public?
elementary school
an
thing? Like,
elementary,
they
just
just
didn't
have it?
I guess they're like,
they
oh
have
well,
them
girls
now?
don't get their periods
Yeah.
when they're that young. But
Yeah.
lo and behold, there I was.
Yeah.
People get it like even younger.
Yeah, like my aunt, my godmother got it when she was 9.
That's insane.
I was like, this
Imagine,
poor
like, how would you
child.
deal with that? Yeah, you're
But
like
also-
not even understanding what's happening.
Yeah, and like unfortunately, like people that have been sexually assaulted at a young age also have a tendency to get their periods, and like there's cases documented where they've had their periods when they're like 3 years
Oh
old.
my God.
It's like it's
Whoa.
really crazy. I
the
didn't
heck?
know about that until I heard it from like somebody who was talking about an
Yeah.
experience, and I was like, whoa! I think I heard it
Oh
on
my
TikTok.
God.
That's
Like,
insane.
That's crazy. I didn't know that could like trigger it, I guess.
yeah, I guess because like your body has this trauma,
Yeah.
and then certain
It
bodily
triggers it.
things
Yeah.
get triggered.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God.
But yeah, like that's like that's not what happened to me.
Yeah.
But like I remember one time we were in class in elementary school and the teacher kept us back after the last bell because like kids were misbehaving or whatever,
Yeah.
and I was like, if I don't get to the bathroom in 2 minutes, like I'm gonna bleed all over this
Yeah.
chair. Like
Oh.
it's bad. And then I was like, and I'm not gonna like ask the teacher, like, Miss, I have to go to the bathroom like 20 minutes ago. Like
Yeah.
anyways, that was it was just, and I was like, we hadn't had like the talk yet at
Yeah.
school, so like nobody would know, like, oh my God, is she dying? Why is there blood on her chair?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Oh my God,
yeah,
it's true. Sex ed and just like what is it called? Like what is that type of sex? No, sex
sex
ed.
ed.
It's sex ed.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is not taught well in elementary.
all, no.
I can't
Or
even.
in
I
high
know.
school.
I know. In grade 6, we did have a sex ed talk.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember anything of it. High school, I don't even remember having anything about it. I don't know if you
Yeah.
do.
No,
I don't remember anything.
I remember we got separated like boys and girls, and they were like, this is what's gonna happen, this is what sex is, and like they didn't talk about like LGBTQ plus communities. They didn't talk about pleasure at all. Like sex is like purely reproductive, and like this is what a period is.
It's so traditional.
Because they also like, I feel like they do that because they don't want to encourage it, but it's like people are gonna do it anyway, so might as well tell us so that we can be safe.
And also like to teach consent, like you should start teaching consent at a very young age, like even if you're like kids, you have to just learn the concept of consent too.
It's in everyday life, like it's not just in your sex life that you're gonna be asking for consent. It's literally like asking a question, yes or no. Like,
exactly.
So it should be. And I feel like they should have just made the sex ed classes like combined. Like I don't think it needs to be a separate thing, because the boys should know what's happening to the female body just as much as your own.
Oh my god, the other day I explained to my boyfriend Nick what happens when you get your period, because they don't know. I'm like, it's like
you don't know, Nick,
I'm like, it's literally your uterus shedding, and he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, we're like shedding, and he's like, I thought it was like your dying eggs. I'm like, the lining of the uterus is shedding, and he was so mortified. I'm like, how do you not know this?
Oh my god. And you know they're
it's your egg being released.
And they're basically, what is it called when you're pregnant and you get like contractions. They're like small contractions. Like your period
it's your uterus contracting so that it like can shed.
So it's like, but they're way more intense when you're giving like birth.
Ugh, they already hurt. Imagine
I know
her birth.
But hey, I know it's
yeah, we have resources now at least. But.
Yeah, I feel like people just talk about it a lot more now too. Like if I asked my mom, I would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like, have you guys watched on Netflix The Principles of Pleasure?
No,
I heard about it. I think.
Yeah, I watched it with my partner, and it was like most of the things I already knew because like I did my own research in the past couple of years. But he was like, "Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that." So it's like nice to watch with your partner, and like if he has questions, I'm like, because like. Everybody deserves pleasure. So
that's very true. I feel like it's very well in the media, or like traditionally it's very like one-sided. It's like pleasing the guy, the man. But no, women need
and I feel like a lot of people don't know like
how to
like they even like self-exploration.
I get it.
Because a lot of people are also embarrassed, I want to say, because they're like, oh, it's like, no, I'll wait till I have a partner.
Very like taboo, but like no, just do it.
Exactly. So they don't explore themselves, so they don't know how to explain it to their partner.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
Just do it if you feel comfortable.
Yeah. What's the best type of birth control? So I know you have a lot of experience with that.
I do. So there's no one size fits all of birth control. I will tell you this. Like what works for one person is not going to work for the other. My best advice is like find a doctor that you trust and know will listen to you and discuss options. Like so for myself, I started birth control when I was like youngish. I was like 17 or 18 because I have really heavy periods and I was like, I need to sort this out. So I tried like 5 different birth controls over the course of like maybe 6-ish years. Because like when you start hormonal birth control pills, like the first 3 months, you have to do the first 3 months with a pill before you like change or figure out what works for you. You have to give it that grace period. And like I always felt like a little bit off, and it was like really hard to explain. And like if your doctor doesn't listen to you, they're just gonna be like, oh, it's normal, it's not normal. So like I tried, and then it would work for like 6-7 months, and then it would stop working. And then I would start another pill, and there's like so many different kinds. And anyways, at a certain point I was like, I give up. Like I'm going off, I'm not sexually active. I'm just gonna like know what my body is like normally. And it wasn't until I went off birth control that like my face just deflated. I was less bloated, and I was like, I woke up in the morning and I was like, this is what it feels like to be normal. And I didn't feel like this.
About how much it affects you.
It's insane. And then I have like 2 of my friends that they've been on birth control for years, and like they're completely fine. But for me, like the hormones just didn't work. So then when I got my boyfriend, I was like, okay, I can't be stressed about getting pregnant. So we like, and like condoms just like didn't do it. Like we had an incident where like it broke, and I had to I had to go to the pharmacy and get Plan B. He came with me, and like if you're over a certain weight, you have to get a different Plan B.
I've heard of that.
Wait, what?
So if you're over like 165 or something, it's like a very like average weight, like, and I'm like way over 165, and I'm like, fine. So I had to, and like you don't want to rely on that because it's just like a really large amount of hormones that
Yeah.
stop you from ovulating.
Of course.
And like you can
it's-
only take it during certain times of the month. So like if you take it before you ovulate, it'll work. But if you take it after you ovulate, your chances of getting pregnant are basically the same. Yeah. So I took it because I was like, I don't want to risk it. And then I was like, okay, what are my options? And so I was looking into options. What are non-hormonal options? I was
Yeah.
like, abstinence. Like,
Don't do it.
that is the only 100%.
You'll get pregnant
and die.
Oh my god. Wait, what is that from Mean Girls?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I heard about the copper IUD,
Yeah.
which has no hormones and it's an intrauterine device, and they have hormonal ones too. But the copper one, like if you go on TikTok, there are horror stories about it,
Yeah,
like
I
of
hear
the
a lot of
insertion
stuff,
process that it's like it really, really is awful. But my gynecologist is honestly like incredible. She's like, she was so funny during the process, and she
Yeah.
was like, if you're not married to this, if you want it out, I'll take it out. It's not a problem. She like explained to me the whole procedure. She was like, if at any point you want me to stop, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
And she like warned me about the side effects,
Okay.
and that's like. When I told her that I have heavy periods, she was like, okay, well, in the first 3 to 6 months, it's likely that you're gonna bleed 30 to 50% more,
Okay.
and your cramps will increase 30 to 50% more.
Oh.
And like prior to getting it, my cramps were not that bad. So like 2 times nothing is not gonna be that bad. I'll
Yeah.
deal with it. But the bleeding, I was like, I'm already taking iron pills because
Yeah.
I have low iron. Like it's fine. I'll
I need
deal
it.
with it.
Yeah.
And so it's like a set it and forget it method for 5 years, and like it's
5 years.
99% accurate, like
Okay.
a 99% chance of like not getting
Not getting
pregnant,
pregnant, yeah.
which is like among the highest of all the birth control. So for me, it worked, and like I have a really high pain tolerance.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
Yeah,
my
you do.
first gynae appointment, my first gynecologist appointment, it was like I got my pap smear, and she did the IUD insertion, and she like did the ultrasound to make sure it was in the
Yeah.
right place and everything. I was in and out of there in like 15 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
And when she like did the pap smear, one of my friends, she found that really painful.
Yeah.
And just to like give you an example of
Yeah.
my pain threshold, she did the pap smear and she's like, okay, I'm done. And I was like, oh, I didn't like feel it at all.
Oh my god.
Okay, I wish.
And I guess it's really like based on your anatomy. Like my
Yeah.
mom, it's the same thing, but like my friend, like it is painful.
Yeah.
So it like depends person to person, and like it's almost a year that I have it.
Yeah.
And like my periods are back to how they were before. I really like it. I'm like not anxious at the end, like
Yeah.
when I'm supposed to get my period, because the anxiety would make my period late,
Yeah.
and then I was like a vicious cycle.
That's
of,
what
like,
happened to me last week. I was like,
Yeah.
what happened? I'm like, what's going on?
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what works for me. But like some people take the pill and they're perfectly fine.
There's also
and-
the one that gets inserted into your
yeah,
arm.
the next
Wait, which
Nexplanon.
one's that one?
I don't know what
It's
is
called the Nexplanon.
Is it new? I've never heard of
No,
it.
so it's like they make an incision in your arm, they slip it in, and it's again for like a few years. But I heard a story where it was just like floating around in their body.
Oh my god. Why do we have to go through this?
Yeah, it's very ridiculous. And there's also like the Nuva ring that you insert
Yes,
every
I
month.
heard about that one too.
My
yeah.
friend tried it, and like again, because there's hormones in it, it like didn't work very well for her. But like it's like you have to try stuff and see what works.
What do you do for the 1% though? Because it's only 99%. Like you,
just-
You
deal
do
with
a
it.
little prayer.
You deal with the
Oh my
consequences.
god! It's not even like 100%. Like you know. What I mean?
Yeah,
That
but
kinda
nothing's
sucks.
ever
Of
100%.
course.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
if you like want to double up and be like, I have an IUD, but I'm also going to use condoms,
Condoms, yeah,
or if you're using a
exactly.
pill, you also want to use condoms
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So
Oh my
There's
God,
also
this is too
actually
complicated.
recently there's a study that came out, not a study or an article, I don't remember, but they developed the men's birth control,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yes, I saw
like it's happening.
Yeah, someone posted it too. It's like a pill, right?
Yeah, I think it's a pill, but I don't know if like guys would actually. I brought it up to
What does
Nick.
it do though?
I brought it up to Nick. He's like, "Why would I take that?" I'm like, "Why am I taking it?" I'm like, "You want to do this?"
meanwhile, Adrian was like, yeah, I'll try
Why
it.
would I
Like,
take this? Do you want like
It's
8,000
but again,
kids?
it's because they're not educated on it, so they don't understand like what
Yeah.
it actually is, and to them, it's just like, yeah, but like you're the one that usually takes it, so why would I take something? But it's like I'm already taking 5,000 other things.
yeah, because
Sure,
for
I'm a
us, it's
woman.
normal to have to go through all these
Exactly.
ailments, whereas you can just like do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Oh my
But there's
God.
also vasectomies that nobody
Yes,
talks about that
yes.
are reversible.
Oh.
I repeat, they are reversible.
Oh. Yo, that
Yeah, they
would
are.
be good though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because that's I think like 100% accurate, because like you're basically stopping the sperm from being viable.
I would make my partner do that. I don't, if you love me, you're getting a vasectomy.
If you love me.
And like when we're ready, like if and when we have kids, you
Yeah.
can just get it reversed.
And are there risks to it? Like where?
It's such a routine procedure. Like there are probably risks to it, but
it's mine, maybe
Yeah.
It's
someone's, or it's
like-
rare. Yeah.
it's a 5-minute procedure, and like
God.
that's it.
Talk
Why
about
are
it
we
with
going
Nick.
through this shit? Why are we going through this?
No, seriously. Wow. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
true.
God.
I feel like it's controlled, right? Like everything we see in the media is controlled in some way to like manipulate us and like feed us certain things. So of course they're gonna push more like the traditional stuff for women to, because it keeps society going, right? We
Yeah.
have to have these roles and everything. Like that's how there's a hierarchy and there's all of this. Like, anyways, I'm just going on a tangent.
No, but yeah.
And fun fact about hormonal birth control, it was developed. You know that the sugar pill week where you have your period, it's basically a fake period. You don't need to be bleeding, and it's because the men who designed the birth control pill thought, oh, if women don't get their periods, they're gonna go crazy and not understand what's happening. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
But there's types of pills that like you purposely don't get your period for like 3 months.
Yeah, or like even the hormonal IUD, sometimes your period just stops. But like with the birth control pill too, like if you just don't take your sugar pill week, and just keep taking the hormones, like you're not gonna get your period.
I do it sometimes to avoid it on vacation.
Oh yeah, that's a nice thing too about birth control pills. Is like you can control like if you're going on vacation, like you don't get it. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, I've done
But
it
it's not a bad thing, right? If you're not getting your period because
ovulating.
Okay, so it's fine. Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
really interesting.
I think, but people have said, I don't know if this is true, but people have said it's not a good thing if you don't have your period for too long. I don't know if that's true though.
I'm not a medical professional,
yeah.
but I think it's like if you're not getting your period for a reason, like if you're not on any kind of hormonal
And you're just
anything and
not
you don't get
getting
your
it.
period, then there might be an underlying
Concern.
issue.
That
Yeah,
happened to me. That's why I went on the pill actually, because sometimes I wouldn't get my period for 3 months, and I'm like, what?
It could be for different reasons. Sometimes it's like not that it's not super severe. Sometimes it could just be like, I don't know, your body just
Yeah, but it was just so
happens.
weird.
Yeah, I
like,
know. It does like freak you out sometimes if you're
Yeah.
getting it regularly and then like somehow you just stop getting it. So yeah, that is maybe you're stressed or
Yeah.
like
So many things can
nutrition or
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
a lot of different. But what's the main difference between I don't know if this is a dumb question between the
No dumb questions.
the hormonal birth control and the one without hormones. It's just like in terms of like
I didn't
how it
even
makes
know
you
there was
feel.
one without hormones.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll like maybe explain a little bit more of what it
Getting
does.
her sex ed now
So-
from Alessia.
Yeah, so the hormonal IUD releases hormones, the same kind of hormones that are in the birth control pill. So it stops you from producing an egg.
Okay.
Versus the copper IUD, the copper is like a sperm repellent, basically. So you put it, you have it
So it,
inserted.
like,
it's just like
yeah,
chilling in
shoots
your
them
uterus,
out.
and then it makes the uterus not like
it
be
in?
able to fertilize this, or like the sperm makes it not like it won't fertilize the egg.
Okay, so it's not affecting anything chemical like
No,
in
not
your
at all.
body.
Okay.
That makes so
And
much sense.
the other thing too that's nice about the copper IUD is you can use it as emergency contraception. So if you get the IUD inserted within 7 days from like having sex and like you have your little spermies inside and you don't want to
You
get
can, like,
pregnant, you can have it and it acts kind of like Plan
Plan
B.
B.
Oh my god. Okay, we're getting
We're
good
getting
tips.
So, yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and
We're not sponsored. No, we're not.
and it works immediately, whereas the hormonal birth control, the hormonal IUD takes like I think a week for it to like work properly. So if you have sex after you get a hormonal IUD, you should still wear a condom if you want to
Okay.
get pregnant.
Interesting. Okay.
And so is the IUD, the copper one, the only thing that's non-hormonal?
Yeah, that and
So far?
condoms.
And a condom. Okay.
Yeah. Or abstinence.
Or abstinence.
I gotta throw it in there because
It could be an
Yeah.
option for someone.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into more relationship type questions. So we have, is it normal for me to want to be single and not look for a relationship?
normal is very subjective. Like there's no like normal thing. Like just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. If you don't feel like looking
Yeah,
for a
why are you
relationship.
gonna force yourself
yeah.
to like find someone?
Your values should not depend on another person.
Exactly.
So just do
100%.
what feels right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the norm. Like you see so many people in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So people think like, oh, I should have that to be like have a stable life or just be normal, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like sometimes people just see other people in couples
Couples?
and they're like, oh, that'd
so
be
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
But they don't actually want someone to share their life with at that point in their
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
You know? am I missing out if I don't participate in hookup culture? Like if I've never had a friends with benefit, one night stand, and just prioritize long-term exclusive relationships.
As somebody who has never participated in hookup culture, I don't feel like I'm missing out. Like for me, I think it's more like stressful of like being in a situation where like I might not feel safe, or like people are just like a little bit weirdos. Yeah. And it's like, am I gonna get like, I don't know.
Like but it's true. Yeah.
One night stands scare the shit out of me.
But you don't know.
Because I'm like, how?
People.
But that's what I mean. Like a lot of people do it, and I'm like, how are you not scared that they're gonna murder you?
Yeah. I guess
or like kidnap you or
don't,
something.
or maybe
like,
they just don't think like too deep into it. They're like, or they're having a good night. Yeah, I know. But I guess it just depends. You're like how you are, your personality, your lifestyle.
Yeah, but still.
But a lot of people do it too. Like it's kind of normalized. So especially now.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just like, oh, everyone like, what's gonna happen? Nothing happened. But there are horror stories. Like I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I think like if you want to engage in that culture, like fine, like you be you, but like be careful. Make sure that like they're wearing a condom because you don't know what their medical history is too. You don't know what you want to keep yourself like safe and healthy and whatever. So if you're gonna engage in that, like fine.
Yeah.
But like I don't think you're missing out. Like if you don't want to do it, you participating in it is not gonna like fulfill you in any way. Like
exactly, it's just FOMO.
Yeah. No, but I think it's also people that like, let's say they end up in a long-term relationship and they're in that relationship to be like, okay, I'm good for marriage.
Yeah.
Some people are like, but am I missing out if I haven't explored other people?
Yeah,
like stuff like that.
Experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's kind of what my boyfriend's concern is with me because he's my first boyfriend and I wasn't sexually active until I was with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, maybe I feel like there's something else out there that you want to experience. Like maybe you don't want to settle down forever. And it's like, well, no, like I'm good.
You're good. Like,
yeah.
why? Exactly. I think it's just, if you feel content and happy, then why is there a need to like participate in hookup culture or something that you don't want to? So do
you think that people have those thoughts though? Like, do you think they're not solid in their relationship and that's why they're thinking that way? Or do you think they're just like pressured from society to think that way?
I think it's normal to have those thoughts, but it's like whether you feel it enough to act on it. Like it could be that they're insecure in their relationship and they're like, maybe I'm missing out on something, whatever. But like if I feel like if you're secure enough and like you know what you want, you wouldn't, I don't know. And you're also like, this question also doesn't consider like polyamorous relationships. So those exist too, and like they have to have a lot of like trust and confidence in their partner that like everybody is communicating efficiently.
Regular checkups.
Regular checkups. So
that's true. I was gonna also add though, I feel like when you do have doubts about, should I like, am I missing out? It's obviously influenced by like comparison, social media, and like everything in the media. Like everything's influenced by the media, especially if you're consuming it. And on an average, most people are. So
for sure, I think there's also a level of like scared of commitment if it's like, let's say a first time relationship and like you're set with the person but you're also scared because you're like, is this really like is this really it? Like am I really good with it? Like I feel like you start overthinking kind of, and that's where the thoughts come up.
Sometimes it's good to question yourself and doubt yourself because you can reassure your own thoughts, kind of like validate them, but yourself.
Yeah, it might give you clarity.
Exactly. If you're just like discussing internally, that's fine.
How do I go on more dates and meet people? I'm not really into dating apps and always wanted to meet someone organically.
Well, there goes my suggestion. It is really hard to meet people organically these days, especially like, with the pandemic, but also just like people who have anxiety. Like you don't want to just approach somebody and be like, hey, like, can I have your number? Like I would be mortified. But like I did see this one girl on TikTok where she was like forcing herself to go to bars alone.
I saw that.
Or go to
was it
like
coffee
New York
shop.
City or something? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But also like I think if you're gonna do that, like make yourself approachable. Like don't wear headphones if you're going to a coffee shop. Like don't like just like make yourself, and also just like sometimes you have to bite the bullet and approach somebody
if
that you think is
interesting.
cute. It's like I don't want to like be too forthcoming or whatever, but if
and just smile at people.
Yeah, go for it.
You have to give them the eyes.
Yeah.
That's
exactly what we're talking about.
That's how I got my man. No.
But yeah, dating. I feel like a lot of people are on dating apps, but it's also hard because for a lot of people it does really work. Like I know people who married someone they met on their dating app, or they're in a long-term relationship. but it just like sometimes it doesn't work for people, and it's also hard to know their intentions, and because there's so many options too, it's like, okay, what would be your tips though for someone, let's say they are willing to try the dating apps, like how should they go about it, like for success?
For success.
I mean, that could be like probably a whole episode in itself.
Top 5 tips for finding love on Tinder.
Oh my god, yeah. So I met my boyfriend on Hinge.
Hinge, yeah.
And I was like really picky. Like I think maybe that's my one tip, was like people would tell me like, oh, maybe you're being too picky and that's why you're not finding something. But it's like, I'm allowed to be picky.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just gonna...
If you're gonna spend your
Exactly,
life with
yeah.
this person, yeah.
Yeah, and I would just say like, be open-minded. Because like when I first went on a date with my now boyfriend, I was like, oh, he's nice. Like I would see him again, but whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, because like, you know, you always have like a little bit of doubts, like, oh, who is this person really? Like, I don't know who his friends are. Like, I wouldn't have ever met this person if I wasn't on an app.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just be open-minded, and if like really you have a gut feeling, like, you know, vibes don't lie.
Yeah.
Like if you have a bad vibe, like just ixnay,
Don't
like
ignore
vibe.
the red flags.
Yeah, exactly.
But like if you have a good feeling, like pursue it. Still like be careful, because again, like you met through the internet, you never know. So, but yeah, just like be open-minded and like put yourself out there and don't be scared. Just like be yourself, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, like there's other things you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel like dating is very trial and error.
Yeah.
Like, and you just go through it. If it doesn't work, then you learn something. You take it to the next relationship or whatever.
And for some people, I think it's also like, because I know some people, they literally like their first match and they're in a long-term relationship. You know what I mean? And but there's some people, it's like they've been exactly. So I think you just either it works out right away, or sometimes it just takes time and you have to be patient with it. But like obviously focus on other things. Like don't make it your sole goal either.
Exactly.
Just have it on the side and have fun with it.
I definitely went on like some not so good Hinge dates, and it also helped me to understand like what I know I don't like.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I know what a date, like a bad date feels like, and I know what a good date feels like, and so I'm able to differentiate the two and like make my decisions from there. But like the first step is always the hardest.
Yeah, true.
Very true.
There you go.
For everything in life.
Yeah.
Next question. How long after dating should you sleep with someone? So I think they mean like going on dates. Like, yeah.
Do whatever you want. Like, I know people who like slept together on the first date because like the vibes were good and whatever, but like for me, because I had never like done anything before I met my boyfriend, we took things like very slow, and like he was very understanding of that. Some people won't be as understanding, and that just tells you like that's not the right person.
Snip, snip.
Seriously, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
But like I think if you feel comfortable enough with the person, if you want to just like bang it out on the first date, like go ahead. Like who am I to tell you?
Whatever. Exactly. Yeah. Nobody's here to tell you what to do. Just
seriously,
do what feels right and see how it goes.
Should I always be shaved down there when I want to get intimate with someone? And what are your techniques for shaving, or do you wax?
So okay, this is kind of funny, but like, so I don't like being bald down there. I've tried it as like somebody who has the chub rub. I always get irritation, whatever. It's just like, it's the bane of my existence. I hate shaving. And like, I always get just like irritation, but I found these oils from Bush Balm. It's a Canadian company.
I found that and I sent it to Leanna because I was like, oh, this looks interesting. She's like, I think my sister uses it.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy stuff from it.
I was like, this is a gimmick. It's not really gonna do anything, but it's like, it works
Like
really
they have
well.
ingrown hair oils.
It
right?
helps with ingrown hair oils. Even if you have like discoloration, they have a different oil for that. They have exfoliants, and like that really helped with the ingrown hairs. But for me, like every time my hair grew back, it was so itchy and just like uncomfortable. And I felt like I was never like a dolphin. Like I always like missed a spot, whatever. So I like to like just landscape.
Yeah.
And I started to get laser.
Sorry, that's such a funny way to
landscape. We love.
I got a trimmer actually from Bush Balm.
Yeah.
They have sales all the time.
gosh,
I
check it
highly
out.
recommend.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so fast. You get like pretty close to where it feels like clean, but it's not like ridiculous. But I started getting laser on my bikini line just because like I don't want to deal with that anymore.
So I want to do laser
too.
everywhere. Like I'm sick of it.
Hurt?
It does hurt, but it's so fast that like, and like
I
some
think
sessions
but it's
are
a small
more
pinch. It's not really like
it feels like
pain.
an elastic band, like a hot elastic band going on you, but it's literally so fast.
Okay.
It's literally so electrolysis.
What do
It
you
goes
mean
hair by
fast?
hair.
How long is the session?
Like the setup took longer than the actual.
Okay.
It also depends, like,
Your
how far down your hair goes. If it's like going up to like
too.
towards your stomach, or if it goes down your legs. Like
Yeah.
you have a consultation with the esthetician
Yeah.
before. But for me, it's like she does like 8 zaps per side,
Okay.
and it's like done. And I was like, whoa, okay. And then like as for waxing, if you want to go like full Brazilian, it takes like 3 to 4 sessions for your hair to like get used to it.
Yeah.
Because like your hair grows in 3 different cycles, and so sometimes you'll get patches here and not there and whatever. So if you want to do like consistent waxing, it really helps too.
Okay.
But I have a funny story about waxing.
Let's
There's even like sugaring, right? Is that the same category as waxing, or it's totally
That's
different?
supposed to be less painful, right?
I don't know. It's like you basically take this container of wax,
Yeah.
you put it on your legs,
and
and then you just peel it off.
off.
So it's like it's still pulling the hair out from the root. And I hear people like it.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Go ahead with your funny story.
So, when I wanted to get a full Brazilian, I think it was like the first or second time that I had gone, I was like, I don't want somebody that I know to see my lady bits. So I went to D's where they just assign you like a
Oh my
random
god,
person.
I feel like D's is not the.
I would get
place to
scared
get
at it
it.
because D's like
I
they're
would
very
personally
like
not go
done.
If I had done it multiple times and it was comfortable, then I would maybe go to D's. But for my first time, not discrediting them, but it's just it's
they're
a place
they're
that they
too
do it
good.
quick. Yeah,
Like-
they're very like they're more like quick and like
Done.
easy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I wanted, because I didn't want to like be there for 45 minutes and then just like be in agony the whole time, because it
Yeah.
does hurt. Like the lips don't hurt as much as the top, to be honest. But anyway, so at one
The
point,
lip hurts though.
really?
Yeah.
I guess everybody is so different. Like I find the top part
I only
hurts the
did
most.
it once because I was just curious.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's just try this.
At D's too?
No, not
okay.
at D's. I went to like an actual waxing
Okay.
place. The lip, I don't know. I think the wax was also too hot because it was burning,
my
and then
gosh.
she did it, and I was like,
Imagine, does it burn
my
your
God.
skin though? Like, how hot does that have to be?
It wasn't hot to the point where I was like, oh my god, it's like my skin is cooking. It was
Okay.
just like
You felt
discomfort,
it,
and
okay,
then
yeah.
she did it. I was like,
Oh
this is
my god.
the most
Like,
painful
first
thing
you feel
I've
the
ever
heat,
experienced.
then the oh no, this
Oh my
is
god. Okay.
I mean, just shave for now.
Yeah. And so like sometimes they give you that like paper G-string to put on, but honestly
Yeah.
it's so much faster if you just like go full naked.
Yeah.
So it's like on the bed, no, whatever. I was in like a butterfly position, so like my legs were like this. And then she was like waxing me, whatever, and she's like, oh, this is beautiful. And she just like kept going, and I was like,
What?
thank you. And it wasn't until after I left that I realized that she was referring to the tattoo on the inside of my ankle. Because I was in a butterfly position, she
Wait,
could
what?
see my tattoo. Because she was like looking
Oh,
like
so
she
you
at
complimented
me.
your cooch.
I was like, I mean,
Thank
you. Like I was self-conscious
take it.
before coming in here, but now I'm just like,
It is a nice compliment when someone tells you you have a nice vagina. Like,
your vulva is beautiful.
oh my
Like,
god, we love the customer service.
and I was like, I was thinking back, and I remember her like looking down towards like my leg or whatever. And in hindsight, I was like, that makes more sense. Yeah.
So, but you had a generally like good experience there.
Yeah, it was fun, and it's like
It was quick?
It was really fast. She was like very professional. Like
Okay.
honest estheticians do not care if you want to wax and go full Brazilian, just
Yeah,
like whatever.
They just do their job. Yeah.
And like you can even like I read like on TikTok everyone's asking, you know, like, can I still go if I'm on my period? And they're like, yeah, just wear a tampon.
Yeah.
And I was like,
wouldn't
it would have
never.
hurt so much more.
Yeah.
I would be too
You're
much,
so
in too much pain,
sensitive.
especially like no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if they accidentally catch the tampon string and they
It's like a plug, everything just explodes.
They pull it out. Oh no! I just
Oh my
I need
like,
to
whoopsie daisy.
Oh my god.
Could
I'd be
you imagine?
Mortified.
Oh my god,
No,
that's
that's
funny.
not safe. I wouldn't trust them. I'm too clumsy to be like no.
Yeah, no.
no.
I would never. Oh my god.
In terms of grooming, just like do what makes you confident and comfortable.
Yeah.
If you want to go full like bush, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say
Because,
exfoliate though. That's my
Yeah,
that's my
definitely.
tip. Exfoliate.
Yeah.
Definitely, because like the hair is there for a reason. It's meant to prevent like UTIs and like other things from getting there where it's not supposed to be. But it's like, oh, it's personal preference. You do what you want.
Yeah.
Very
Sometimes I feel like it's a progression. Like if you're nervous to go all the way, like you just have to slowly, like maybe shave first, then start waxing slowly, or just like not your
Trim.
the whole exactly.
Yeah.
But also like I don't go full dolphin because of a very practical reason. It's just like my anatomy. One of my labia minora is longer than the other. So
I don't even know what that is.
it's like so you have like your big lips on the
Okay.
outside and you have your littler lips on the inside.
Literal.
Okay, Okay, damn.
Your
Yeah.
tinies.
So those ones, like, one is longer than the other. So whenever I go full dolphin, whenever I go pee, it just like goes like that. It just goes all over the place instead of being in a stream.
Okay.
And it's like
That happens to
I
me
hate
randomly
this.
though, because I feel like they are very malleable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they'll move and position in a certain way, and then I'm like, I have two streams.
Yeah,
like, what's going
is that
on?
normal though? Like,
Yeah,
is
it
it
is.
supposed to be
It's
just
normal.
one? Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like obviously like the way you're positioned.
Yeah.
But like I've noticed that especially when I was full dolphin, like it happened all the time, and I was like sitting like
Full
this.
dolphin, like you waxed. Is that
Yeah,
what
I
you mean?
waxed.
Okay.
Or like even when I would shave and it would just be like no hair.
No,
But you go
anywhere,
like,
okay.
when you shave, you don't go against the grain.
So what I would do is like go with the grain
Yeah.
initially, and if I want it to be like super super smooth, I'll go in the opposite
You're
direction.
brave.
But I really like make sure that it's like moisturized. I either use like
Yeah.
shaving cream or conditioner or like
Yeah.
whatever. But like if you want it to be like really really smooth,
Yeah.
you go like you go with and then against, and you have to
Oh my
make sure you
God.
pull it nice and taut.
Yeah, I never.
I don't know all these
gone
tricks.
against because that I'm like, as soon as I go against, I'm gonna get ingrowns. Like I already
Yeah,
know.
but the oil helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
think
also
I might
get
there are
it.
a lot of products.
Like to get, I'm like I'm not a contortionist.
It's
How am I
literally-
supposed to do this?
It's a workout.
Yeah.
It takes me like 40
You
minutes
need
if
to
I want like
squat.
a
I
nice.
feel like you need to just like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
squat, and
but-
I've done that. I've like squatted.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah. But it's like a workout.
Yeah, you should see
Like
the
I'm there for
positions.
so
like
long.
you
My
have your,
my back
leg
hurts
up.
sometimes. Yeah, yeah.
But then
And,
your
like-
butthole is a whole different thing.
Oh
Like,
my
it's
god,
hard. That's-
forget it.
That even
I
shaving,
get
I, feel
scared
like
to
you
do
don't
it.
get.
I get scared.
Yeah, I mean it's not that
so
bad, but
funny.
you won't, I feel like you will never get it's just
No,
impossible.
and it's normal to have
it's
hair
like
there,
yeah,
so like,
no, 100% exactly.
And like getting your butt waxed is like painless.
oh really?
Okay.
They do
When
it
she
with the
did it-
Brazilian.
Are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
sure?
yeah.
Is this your pain
No,
tolerance
no.
talking?
it's-
when
actually,
she
like-
did it, I was like, "Did you do it already?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I literally do not feel anything,"
Yeah, the consensus among like every single person that I've
weird
talked
that
to
it's-
is like painless.
and I thought it would be
Oh.
the most painful. Like,
Okay,
part.
well that's good to know because it's hard to get hair out
Yeah,
of
yeah,
there.
yeah.
So at
At
least you know
least you
that.
can wax it.
At least you know it's not painful to get it waxed.
So funny.
There you
and
go.
my boyfriend offered to help me too. He's like, Alessia, like if ever you want to just
That's really
like
nice.
if you want to help, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing I haven't seen before, and I was like, thank you.
Remember?
I'd be so embarrassed. So I'd be like, no.
Oh yeah, okay. Why does this make me think of like you guys know Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
Yeah.
When like Scott Disick was like shaving.
Yes.
Was he shaving or like?
Oh, when she was
waxing?
pregnant?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, that's
Because you
no,
can't
it's
get
true.
to it.
It's true. Wait, I forgot she was pregnant.
I know
thought-
couples that
forgot.
like bleach each other's. Yeah.
Bleach.
Like you know you can bleach it instead of like waxing or shaving.
What does that do?
It just lightens it, so
Oh,
it's not
lightens
as
the hair, so-
noticeable.
Oh, okay. I knew what it does.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
want
yeah.
to make sure. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I think we can move on from,
Yeah.
from the hair
No,
topic.
it's okay. It's good.
Okay, what's your view on vibrators when you're single or when you're in a relationship? So like both views.
Just do
feel
what
like
you
it's
like.
like- yeah.
It's like when you're single, I feel like it can help you discover what you like.
Yeah.
And then if and whenever like you get a partner, like you'll be able to better communicate what gives you pleasure.
Yeah.
For some people, they just don't like vibrators and they prefer
Yeah.
like their hands or like
Yeah.
the suction things.
Yeah, sometimes
There's
there's
so
like
many
too
different
much
types
for
of-
people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like this thing now. Indigo started selling.
I saw.
I saw that
Call It
online.
Spring, shout out, had
Oh my
a
God.
collab with vibrators for International Women's
Oh
Month.
my god.
They were giving
I
away
love
free
that.
vibrators.
Okay, why
Yeah.
is that the most like freeing thing to give
Yeah.
away? We love.
I will say though, if you are looking to explore the like sex toy realm, please use an actual sex toy.
Okay.
Don't use like whatever else you have in your house because
the
the material
material.
that they use is meant for that area. It's meant to stay like disinfected. Use lube.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I was listening to a podcast once. It's Girls Gotta Eat. If you guys are curious, they were saying you have to use a water-based lube with sex toys and not the silicone one.
Like
Is it
the
silicone?
silicone or, like,
I don't know what it is.
oil-based,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it ruins the toy.
Yeah.
And then it
Oh.
also like can cause infections or something.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like that will like erode the silicone and then it creates more cavities for bacteria to get built up. And so if you use it like inside your vagina,
yeah.
like you're more prone to infections. But even on the outside, or if someone gets in there.
Yeah.
And then like
Someone gets in there.
and like on the Netflix show, like the Principles of pleasure, they say like even for like butt toys, like make sure that it has like a handle because your asshole will just suck it up.
Oh my god!
I was literally like,
so
wait, is it
scary.
gonna get stuck? I'm like,
Because like so like there's like different shapes. Sorry.
no,
There's like different shapes or whatever, but it has like a little thing that is like longer or like larger than the part that goes inside, so that you're able to it doesn't get sucked in there because then you don't want to go to the emergency
my ass is
room.
clenched right
like
now.
literally like just disappears into your butthole.
And then you have to get it like surgically or
my
medically
God.
removed.
That's
And like you
scary.
don't want to be going to the clinic one day and be like, I got this stuck in my butt. I'm so sorry you have to do this, but like
that'd be
Oh
so.
my
I think
God.
I would cry.
I would
Like,
die.
No. Nothing's going in the butthole for now.
No. For now.
Well, yeah, for now. Maybe
my
later.
No, nothing for me.
But yeah, I think whether you're single or in a relationship, even in a relationship, like if
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
to
it's like a
incorporate it
bonus.
into the bedroom,
Yeah.
because
It makes it
like
spicy.
And it can
keeps
help
it
you
interesting.
feel the most amount of pleasure.
Yeah.
yeah, because like 2/3 of women or something cannot orgasm with only penetration.
Yeah.
It comes mostly from the outside. So if like you want to like finish at the same time as your partner, you have to find certain things to do to make it happen. So
And it could be a fun activity with your partner to go
Yeah.
and explore that
they
stuff.
can even like choose a toy for you.
Yeah.
Like,
You can make it fun. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be so taboo. you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's not normalized. Like, people don't know that women actually don't always, like, orgasm from just penetration.
Yeah.
So it's, like, maybe it's a new concept.
Any tips for someone who is afraid of intimacy?
I would say figure out what it exactly is you're afraid of. Because like I was scared of intimacy and I was like, oh, I'm like self-conscious. Like I don't really want to show myself. Like I don't want, like, am I going to like get too attached to this person? So like find the root of what is making you feel this way and identify it and like communicate it to your partner.
Yeah.
And then like go slow. Like that's the best thing I could say is like go slow, and like one day you might feel comfortable to like do something. And the next day you're like, no, it's okay. Yeah. And there are other forms of intimacy that you can do. Like if one partner has like a higher libido than the other one, there's other things of intimacy that you can do. Like, just like physical touch or like a classic like make out session. Like there's more than, it doesn't always have to be sex. Like you can like build the intimacy slowly. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on nudes? Should we be sending them in terms of security?
I have some tips if you want to send some nudes. The big rule that everyone should know is don't show your face.
Oh, I didn't like I know that
My face.
but I didn't like think of that. Okay, that
So if you want to send somebody a nude, like when something is on the internet, it's forever traceable. So like even if you trust the person, like if they get hacked, it's somewhere in the cyberspace. So yeah, hide your face. If they really insist on having your face in it, just be like, I'm sorry, like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like
if they're
here's the rest of me.
insisting on something, already, no.
Yeah, I know.
And the other thing
the body.
too,
What else do you want?
Yeah, and the other thing too is like it goes with the same lines of like don't show your face. It's like if you have any like noticeable tattoos or something and you don't want to like be identified, if you have a very specific like tattoo, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, that girl has that tattoo, it must be her. So like hide, like if you have tattoos and you want to send a nude, just like either like Photoshop it out or whatever.
So much work just for a nude.
Yeah, or like you can take like you can get creative with your, oh my god, you know what I've wanted to do though is like those boudoir photo shoots.
Yeah. Those just look fun though.
Yeah.
We've been saying for a long time with our friends, like we just want to do it just among us.
Yeah, and like it like builds your confidence.
It does.
You're like, this is fun.
And you're getting hyped by your friends.
Yeah, I would love that. So those are my 2 tips.
Okay, cool. That makes sense though, because I was like, oh, maybe just don't send them at all. But like,
I mean, a lot of people are on that they're not going to send because they're scared of it getting hacked, and that's completely fine. Like, don't make your partner force you to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you are going to do it, try to do it in a way that is, even like if you're taking it in your room, I would say like don't
shows, like go to a plain area. Where
exactly. Like don't show
wall.
Things that are obviously in your room.
Because then they can't prove it, and like it won't necessarily it sucks that it would like affect your reputation, but you know what I mean, like it won't affect that part of your life. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Also, if you're sending it, I will say like try to be in that mentality where you're like you don't give a fuck even if they do
see it,
if they do end up on the internet, because like
just assume that
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, couple more questions. What's the deal with discharge? Why does it happen, and does it differ from person to person?
Yes. So,
Yes.
So it differs from person to person and throughout your own cycle. So like during ovulation, it's more like egg white consistency, and you know things can happen here
I
and
hate
there.
it.
Yeah,
I'm very like, I hate texture stuff. Mm-hmm. So like even like my own, I'm like, oh, get it away.
yeah, but it's like nobody talks about discharge,
Yeah.
and it's like, is this normal? Why is there so much? Why does it feel like I just like birthed a placenta? Like what's going on here? It's like so gross, and it's like, and
And it
you're not-
discolors your underwear.
Yeah, but that means it's healthy. So the
don't mind
purpose of discharge.
It's, like, cute.
It's cute.
I'm like, okay,
Good for you, girl.
It's like, okay, you're healthy. Like, well, depends
yeah.
what, like,
Yeah.
what's coming out, but
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's also important to like look at your discharge and see what's going on,
sure
because
there's
if
no
it's like a different texture or consistency, you could have a yeast infection or like things like that. Like it can smell different throughout the cycle too, and it's like nobody wants to talk about it because it's kind of like something that grows to some people out, even though it's like a normal bodily function that like most or all women have. And like the discharge is there because your vagina is cleaning itself, and like that it's meant to be there. Nobody's gonna smell like roses and daisies and peaches. Oh my god, you know what I saw? I saw it looks like a little like insertion thing, like a miniature tampon that it
like
shoots
scented.
out. It's like scented and flavored.
it's really bad for you.
And I was
That's
like,
bad.
girl, you're asking for a yeast infection.
Yeah.
because you're actually
Like,
not
no.
even supposed to put like
You're not even
it
supposed to
cleans
wash yourself
itself.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like your
Like,
vagina.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Nothing besides water like should go
Yeah, you
there.
can put warm water, girl. You're gonna be clean.
Yeah,
Trust.
if you want to like wash the outside,
That's
if it's
fine.
summertime, whatever,
Yeah.
unscented, like gentle cleanser, like nothing should be going down there. Yeah, but like discharge is normal, and like you're not even like the panty liners that you wear, like sometimes like
They're
especially during ovulation, like sometimes you just don't want to. You want something to collect it because it's typically more around that time. But like just like change your underwear, make sure it's cotton underwear, or if it's not cotton, that the gusset is cotton, because the other materials can have different things. And I also stopped using fabric softener because I felt like I was getting irritated by it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be because of like the scent and everything. Yeah.
Interesting though. I just hate that it discolors your underwear because then I have to keep buying you new underwear because it's just like, but it's annoying. Now I have to spend more money.
Stains it, but it means that your pH level is where it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question. Do you think the glamorized... Okay, now this is a 360. It has nothing to do with your body or relationships, but do you think the glamorized effect that Tumblr had on eating disorders affected us as millennials?
Tumblr.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, just in terms of like what I thought I was supposed to look like, I feel like nowadays there are a lot more like plus size women or like even just like mid-size, like regular women out there, whereas before it was like all these skinny minis. Even in the 90s, the like heroin chic, like super skinny
Tumblr, that was a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Like
Oh my God.
We
very,
were talking
like-
about this in one of the podcast episodes. I can't remember which one, but it was the That Girl
probably,
episode,
yeah.
because people are comparing the That Girl trend to like Thigh Gap's Tumblr era.
Oh my God.
Where we're like we're pushing a certain lifestyle and a certain body type so much that people are trying to
just for the look,
copy
like,
it, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And also a lot of the times the pictures of people with thigh gaps don't even have like a real life thigh gap. It's all like angles, and it's
Yeah,
like, it's
you can
all
literally just
fake.
I
separate
have
your
thick thighs and I can
if you,
fake
like,
a thigh
I
gap.
never push your
but
butt
I
out
never-
enough.
I honestly never like. I think for maybe a moment I was like, oh, okay. I realized I don't have a thigh gap, but I was never like, okay, I need to have one. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Like,
It's
it was literally a trend.
Yeah.
Because now nobody really talks about it.
But that's what it like, your body type popularity changes so often, because like if we look at the 50s, let's say, it was like Marilyn Monroe, curvy women. We go to the early 2000s, it's sticks and like low-cut jeans,
and,
like
yeah.
a good midriff, you know what I mean? And now we're kind of getting back to like the thicker woman, curvier woman. So like I just don't understand why body types are a trend.
Yeah, they should not be. They should just be your
doesn't
body
make
and that's
sense.
it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I really love what some brands are doing. Like I think Aerie and American Eagle does it. Old Navy does it, where you can view the clothes on different sizes of women. So you can like filter and be like, I want to see all these styles in a large or an extra large. And it's like, okay, this is realistic to me. I know how this is going to flow on my body. And like, I know that I'm not supposed to be like a size 2.
Yeah.
And I know that there are so many different body, even like boob shapes are different from person to person.
Remember
like,
the lingerie company I sent you, Lounge Underwear? They do that. They have the different body types types for like, and they put their bra size and their underwear size, so you can see like.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah,
what your size
it's just honestly just to look at
just
it.
satisfying.
It's just fun.
I was actually okay, this is kind of related, but I was on TikTok like I think last night, and I just saw this one. There was like these 3 girls doing like a dance routine, but the middle girl like was hidden by the 2 girls, and then she came out, and she was like curvier and like mid-size,
and all the comments were like, okay, yes,
but she looked so good,
yeah.
and I literally followed her because she was wearing like I think this like a corset top, and I was like, oh my god, like I never, because I kind of, obviously I don't have the same exact body type, but I was like, this makes me feel so good.
Yeah.
Like just like she, like I don't know, she outshined the other 2
No,
in my
honestly,
opinion.
she did.
I was like,
She
okay,
was
I want to
front
be
and
you.
center.
Like it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
And especially that like I did ballet, and like all the ballerinas out there are like white, skinny, all look the same.
Yeah.
Then you have like Misty Copeland, who is an African American ballerina, and then you see like bigger girls dancing, and I was like, oh my god, so it's not impossible for me. I thought that because of my size I would never be able to do these things, and I would try, and it's like having that kind of role model where like, yes, it's possible if you put in the work, like you're gonna be able to do it, and it's like it's changing everything.
Exactly.
It's like
Lizzo actually, you saw her like competition, or I don't know what it was, to get like bigger girls as her backup dancers. I think it's on Prime. I think
She's
they
a
put it.
competition show.
I don't know if it's a competition
Or,
show
like,
or
a
she like
series or
auditioned
something.
people,
Okay.
and then like now
Covered.
she has either a movie. Like I honestly didn't look into it, but I saved it because I was like, okay, I love Lizzo.
Yeah.
Let's do this, you know. And also she came out with a new shapewear competing with Skims.
I think I saw a video of
It's
her
called
talking
Yitty
about
or something.
Yes, how at first she was like didn't understand it or like didn't, but then she realized how it was like kind of creative and you could like
But she was like, she got asked like, because Skims is already this big thing, do you why like were you scared to like go into it? And she's like, no, as soon as I saw Skims come out, she was like, that's when I knew I had to do this.
Because it's such a different, like it caters to different body types. Of course, yes, she has her plus size, but like
Skims does cater to bigger and smaller people, but like Lizzo came out, and even the way she phrased her caption, I don't know if you saw it, she said 6X to X6 or whatever. She flipped it. So like her mind is like curvy girls first.
That's what I was thinking. It's that Skims, they don't put like, although they have it and they're not necessarily like going like, okay, how do I say this? Like having a category of like, okay, this is first, this is second. They put like skinnier women in front before the curvier women. Like you clearly, and also like Kim Kardashian, like girl, come on.
Girl, come on.
Don't be coming out there telling me about the shapewear and stuff. Even though I own her shapewear.
You did? What do you have?
Yeah, I have. I want to try it out. I've actually never really been interested in trying shapewear because I was like, oh, like kind of how Lizzo, but I didn't. I kind of felt like Lizzo did. Like, oh, I don't want to like feel ashamed of my body or try to like suppress my fat and like it's kind of like a waist trainer too where you, but then I was like, okay, maybe if it makes me feel better in certain outfits, like okay, why not, but not go to like the extreme. So I have the bodysuit. It is good, like it's not bad, like it's shapewear, like
okay, we'll give you that,
like,
Kim.
Yeah, is it like the shorts or is it like
it's
an underwear?
And it goes all the way, so it's just convenient for like, let's say I don't want to wear a bra and I just want to like, it's just convenient. So I got that. I also got just the underwear pop, but it's really bad. It literally is not made for women who have stomachs.
Oh my god,
it rolls off.
Yeah,
and I know that
my fupa.
Yeah, like I know it's probably maybe with shapewear it's common, but like don't tell me you're making shape, like everyone has stomachs, like I can't have it rolling off.
But the thing also with shapewear, like I feel like a lot of people kind of look at it and they're like, oh, it's only for bigger women, but like everyone wears shapewear because it just smooths out everything.
For like clingy fabric, or even just for like comfort. Like in the summer I wear biker shorts or shapewear every time I wear a dress or skirt because like the chub rub is ridiculous. They even have like chafe sticks to use, and like even my skinny friends, you can do it with deodorant too. You can do it with deodorant too. But like even my skinny friends, whenever we would go to like Oshiaga or something music festival, and they were like, oh my god, I'm like chafing, do you have your chafe stick? And I was like, you bet I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it happens to everyone, and just for like comfort, and it's like they're lightweight enough, and like to suck in the little fupa, you know, like it just makes you like elevated.
Exactly.
And it can make you more confident. So like,
for sure.
Who's to say not to use it? You know.
If you love showing your rolls, go ahead.
Yeah,
but I don't personally.
Everything all these questions are all like personal preference to you.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, just make sure that you're comfortable and you're confident in yourself.
Yeah. I'd be down to try Lizzo's shapewear though.
Yeah.
I would.
I feel like she would. Yeah. No, I would try hers over Skims.
I love Lizzo.
Yeah. It's just, you know what it is? Lizzo didn't come out with her shapewear when I was looking for some. So, listen, I had to
It's
go
out
with
now,
Skims.
bitch. It's out now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was our last question.
Yay!
So, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank
Do you
you.
have any like final thoughts that you want to say?
I mean, this was really fun, and I hope that more people talk about this stuff, like, with their friends, like, with other people, and, like, don't be shy to ask what you think are stupid questions, like, because if you have that question, it's likely that other people have had the same question.
Yeah.
Okay, teacher response.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah. No such thing as a stupid question, just, like, keep the conversation going. Yeah.
Okay, love that. Also, everything that Alessia and us we mentioned will be linked down below. Like also the Bush Bomb, what is it called?
Bush
Bomb,
I
like
wanna go
stuff like
check
that.
out, yeah.
Yeah, and also the Netflix TV show. Like everything that we mentioned, we'll link it down below for other resources if you want to look into that. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and enjoyed learning about female anatomy and female problems. Maybe not female. What's the word? Women.
Ladies with vaginas.
Let's not say
yeah.
females.
People with, yeah.
Just learning, you know, because that's all we want in life is for us to learn and grow. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please subscribe to our channel, leave a comment on what you took away from the episode. Follow us on all the podcast platforms. Follow us on Instagram at Wild Thoughts Pod. And follow us individually. And also, Alessia, do you want to shout anything out? Ooh, shout out your banner business.
Yes!
If you're in the Montreal area, I have a banner business. You can find me on Instagram. It's called All Strung Up MTL.
They're
little banners.
Gorgeous. They're so fun.
beautiful.
Like, I feel like we forget about decorations.
Like making things with your hand.
Like,
You know what I mean? Like not digital. Like it's you can, but you're actually crafting it and like making it all.
And
from scratch.
they're really pretty. She did it for my graduation.
Yes,
It was so nice.
I remember that was so nice.
Yeah, it was so nice. So yeah, check her out. It's gonna be linked down below, and that's about it. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.